Hi, I'm SonicBoomSensei, and today I'll be submitting Mario Super Sluggers Any% for the Nintendo Wii for AGDQ 2018. Time starts right here when I select yes to beginning of file. 3, 2, 1, go. Right off the bat, get it? Because it's baseball. We're going to see that the game loads pretty fast. That's because we're playing on the Wii Virtual Console version of the game, which is the fastest version by far to play this game on. It's faster than disc, and we've tested this because it came out around last year, and we were curious as to if it loaded any faster, and in fact it does. So that's the game we're going to be playing on currently. Gonna match this text right here. It's some exposition about how Bowser Jr. wants to take over Baseball Island because he likes baseball or something. The main objective of this game is to collect 9 characters and then challenge Bowser Jr. and Bowser at the end. The bare minimum requirement in order to challenge them is to have 9 characters, so doing that is the fastest way possible is the way we're going to be challenging them. Luigi's a free character basically, we just unlock him by talking to him. The rest of the characters are going to be a little bit harder. We're going to be walking all the way down here to collect Blue Noki after playing a mission against him. The scouting missions in this game are various mini-games and missions that are baseball based to help you learn the game's mechanics, while also unlocking more characters for your story mode team. The one right here is using different swings. The 4 different types of swings, not 3, are normal, charge, bunt, and star swings. Star swings are the slowest by far, and the one you're going to see right now, and it's slowest because of the long animation that comes with doing one. Only certain characters have the longest animation for them because they're captains. Mario, being a captain, does have this, but when you bunt, you'll see that sometimes it can go foul, and I'm able to cancel the cutscene that comes afterwards. Getting more than one star swing here actually results in it being a little bit slower than you'd want normally, but generally, stuff that comes with it are a little bit faster swings. You can hit it foul like that with the charge swing, but it's kind of hard. So usually I don't go for it, but if I'm lucky enough to get it, I don't complain. So all in all, that was a pretty good first mission. And you see at the end of this mission, they submit their undying loyalty towards Mario. And there you have a teammate. We're already a third of the way there to getting all our characters. Next up is Green Noki. Since he's so close to Blue Noki, we're just going to unlock him right here. And his mission is to throw charge pitches. Our pitching strategy in this game really isn't anything more than throw the ball as fast as you possibly can and get the characters out. So we don't use a lot of charge pitches just because in terms of the total time it takes to throw one, it's a lot slower than it is to throw a normal pitch. But here, it's going to show how you wind back and then throw to get a faster pitch in the game, which makes it harder for the computers to hit. But since the computers have rocks for brains, it doesn't really matter what kind of pitch we throw him. They'll eat anything up. Anything! And right there, we're going to see that Green Noki wants us to help our good pal baby Luigi across the bridge. He never gets helped. He's just sitting there crying forever. You can think about that in whatever way you want, but I'd like to think about him that he's crying in peace. And Red Noki just kind of lets us collect him because you have the other 2 Nokis, and they just figure that you're a pretty cool and chill guy. We're going to be walking out of this stadium because that's the last character we unlock here. Lakitu's going to tell us about the other maps that we can explore, and we're going to go to Yoshi Park to unlock the 2 Shy Guys. This wasn't in the original route of this game. This was actually routed by Icarus Panda and not by me. He found that getting these 2 Shy Guys here was faster than the old route, which was unlocking a few more characters in Mario Stadium, which was the venue we were just in. Here, in order to unlock them, we're going to have to play a minigame on the Ferris wheel where we throw baseballs at piranha plants. As long as you throw at their faces, it works out. The first one's relatively slow, the second one's faster, and then the third one is a lot faster. They also have more piranha plants to them, so you have to be more on your toes. You shake to recharge the balls. And I try and do that in between when I hit piranha plants, just so I'll have enough to hit the ones that come up next. Sometimes I'm bad and miss them, but that's okay. We all make mistakes. It doesn't really lose too much time to miss one, it just loses a lot of time to not hit them right when they're right in front of you. they dip back and then come back. And right there, in completing that minigame, you unlock both Red Shy Guy and Blue Shy Guy. And that's where I split for the first time, because right now we have 7 out of the 9 characters and are about to exit Yoshi Park. We only get those 2 characters there because the next character you can unlock there would be Yoshi, and it takes a lot longer for you to get him. We're going to head over to Peach Ice Garden, which is the final park we're going to go to. We're going to unlock Toadette and Green Toad. Pretty beautiful place, if you ask me. Toad's freaking out because our good pal Daisy is stuck in stone. If you ask me, that's a better change of pace from what we normally get in the video games she's presented in. But Toad's mad, so we're going to go and talk to our good pal Toadette, who's going to tell us that in order to get through here, we need to fix this freaking puzzle. And if I can turn the remote properly, I can show you that doing this is as easy as putting pieces together. The first three pieces that I moved and had to twist were a little bit sloppy, but having to move those things with the Wii Remote is a little bit clunky. It's one of the only things that suffers a little bit from the motion controls in this game, which are otherwise very well presented. The last character we're going to get is Green Toad. We're going to be looking at a bush for him because it shows that we're allowed to unlock characters and other in-game items by looking in interactable objects like this bush. Some you can only get with certain captains, but since we only have Mario right now, this one was the easiest to get. We're going to try and hit to center field with my good pal Mario. You just have to time it right, but sometimes they get a little nervous and miss it. It doesn't really mean that much, because I only lose a little bit of time when I do so. I'm going to try and hit it directly to center field. And hit it to center field we did. After this cutscene, we're going to see that Green Toad submits his undying loyalty to our good pal Mario. And we have just collected all 9 characters in under 7 minutes. Lakitu's going to tell us that because we have 9 characters, we can go and challenge Bowser Jr., which is the next person up on our agenda to take down. The only 2 requirements you have to meet after this are to beat Bowser Jr. and then beat Bowser, because in order to beat Bowser, you have to beat Bowser Jr. The strategy here with Bowser Jr. is you're playing a 3-inning game, and since you really don't have that much time to get a lot of runs, and obviously the fastest way would not be to be scoring a lot, is to get 1 run, and then basically throw the rest of the game so that Bowser Jr. can get his characters out and hit. The strategy here is mainly to hit a home run with Mario, but if you get a long base hit with him and then get Luigi to drive him in, it's about just as good, just loses a little bit of time. When Bowser throws other pitches, it makes it a little bit harder. But he throws one straight down the middle. And I got a single. So we're going to have to use Luigi to drive him in. This is a close play. Sometimes that happens. When you're trying to get to a base, and the throw comes in right about when you are about to score. I'm going to use this Star Swing to be safe just for the purposes of this video in order to drive Mario in. That's one of the slower strategies for driving in Mario, but on some occasions you can just hit that home run and it scores right away. I'm doing this all in one go, so it really doesn't make any sense to reset and try for that. What I'm going to do here is for the rest of the game, I'm going to be bunting, and I'm going to be trying to get the rest of the characters out as fast as possible. Right there, I'm just going to get that triple play and end the inning. And from this point forward, I'm just going to be trying to get the other characters out as fast as possible, and to get myself out as fast as possible, so I can get through the Bowser Jr. What we're doing right here, the optimal thing that the computers can do is ground out on the first hit. But if they don't do that, a strikeout works as the second best thing you can get. But generally, you want them to hit the ball low on the ground or directly to you. And right here, I'm going to be introducing something called pause canceling. I've been using it throughout the rest of it, and you probably noticed when I was pausing the game. What it does here is skips that intro animation that you get when the character walks into frame, into the batter's box. I do one also at the beginning of the pitching rotation, at the beginning of the first inning when I start pitching, it only does the pitcher's animation the first time that the pitcher comes into play. So I won't have to do it this next inning. I just prefer to field with the Wii remote because it makes it a lot easier for me to get to the balls. That's one of the rare occasions where the ball gets to somewhere the computers can't really get to, and I can't really guide the AI to get there. So the plan here is basically to try and get a double play, but if you can't get that, we just want to get the runners out as fast as possible. So right here, we're just going to get that quick double play, and that in. And as you can see, changing the controls actually does act as a pause cancel there, which is why I like changing between them as well. In general, it doesn't really make that much of a difference what kind of controls you use, but I enjoy using nunchuck controls mainly because you're able to control the runners a lot better in things like the Bowser game, which you're going to see later. When you're doing extra bases, you can move your characters farther than the game really wants them to go, and you can move them back when they're about to go into a base and get out. It's honestly just a little bit more complex, but it makes the game a lot more easy when you're doing speedruns and when you're playing the game to get as many runs as possible. We only need 2 more outs, and then it'll be the end of the Bowser Jr. game, because like I said before, this game's only 3 innings, but the Bowser game that's going to be coming after this is 5. Bowser Jr. times can vary based on how the computers react, where the balls are hit for them, and how I hit the ball in the very beginning. And that's the end of the Bowser Jr. game right there. What we want to do is I switch right back to Nunchuck, I quit out, and we go to the cutscene right after this game, which is going to show Bowser getting a little bit matty-watty because we beat his son. Moldy Popcorn. Best dialogue NA. His toy castle goes into the sea and outrises the fire dungeon of Bowser. Roar. What I do to actually mash this text faster, sometimes you'll see me mash it a little bit slower. It's because I'm holding it normally. What I do when I try to mash the text as fast as possible, I hold it against my leg. Right here, it's me mashing it a little bit slower because I want to be right here for when I switch the lineup up right here. What I do here is I align the characters to get the most possible chemistry. And what chemistry does in this game is it allows you to use error items, and error items can help you get base hits when otherwise you really wouldn't be able to. Which is why you want to have the most amount of chemistry in your lineup as possible. But since we only get the first 9 characters that are possible, we don't usually have a lot of chemistry in the lineup, which is the downside to playing this category over another one. I only use charge swings for these 2 characters in the beginning because they have items and they have much farther charge swings and more consistent ones than that of the other characters. You'll see right there me putting that error item to use, allowing me to score the runner and to get Mario to third base. I'm going to continue to use pause canceling, and I'm going to try my best to not suck. Getting those 2 outs there isn't the worst thing in the world, but now I have to score as many runs as I possibly can without getting out. Because the idea here is instead of actually having to play out the full game, only scoring 1 run, and then bunting through, you want to score 10 runs in Mercy Bowser instead. You don't want to hit the fall foul. That would kind of be a bad thing. Generally, I use these kind of lackadaisical simple swings just because I want to get the ball in play and I don't want it to go directly to a fielder. When you do a charge swing, it's a lot harder to manipulate that. There's some specific characters that when I do it, it makes it a little bit easier, but not for all characters. So for right there, what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to try and get 2-inning Mercy, and then explain why that's a little bit better than doing no Mercy at all. Doing Mercy in the first place helps you benefit because you don't have to face as many batters that score runs. and you don't have to worry about having to go through all 5 innings unscathed, which helps out a lot. My Wii remote is broken again. Awesome. Hitting those simple swings also can sometimes go directly over the characters' heads. The only thing that you suffer from when getting these kinds of lackadaisical swings is you generally only get singles from it, which can help or hurt you depending on what you're trying to achieve. I figured Bowser Jr. was going to throw it home, but he actually cut it off with dry bones, so that's why it's good to have the nunchuck controls, because I could send him back. I'm going to use a charge swing here because I have an error item. Even though he's using super pitch here, I'm going to swing at it anyway because I'm a big idiot. And it worked out anyway. Now we have the bases loaded for my good pal Mario, and since he has the amount of stars for a star swing, I'm going to use that to score the runs very safely. And you see now we have 6 runs with no outs. It's looking promising. I don't usually worry about stealing here because I don't want to worry about hitting the ball out and then having to send them back and getting 2 outs instead of 1. Like that. Sometimes you just get unlucky and you hit it directly into the batters. And by that I mean the fielders. And that's just something you have to live with as a runner in this game. Hitting it into the corner there is pretty optimal, but sometimes it can be a little bit slow. I'm going to steal right here because I'm desperate. I'm going to do another one of those close plays I showed off earlier. I'm going to score that run right there. I have a few stars left. I'm going to use one of them right here. Get a bit of a deeper hit. Another close play. Sometimes it's a little bit wonky on what button I want to press, so sometimes I instinctively go to press another one to have to stop myself. Right there, that's going to go into deep. I should be able to get not a triple off of that, because Bowser throws really fast, and Magic Koopa throws really slow. I apologize for that. If I had kept him going there, Shy Guy would have been out, and that would have been the end. Sour end to an otherwise good second inning Mercy right here. The runner has scored. I've had situations there where I've actually tried to get that batter out and the run is not counted, so I'm not going to risk that here. I'm going to get him out. We have 10 runs to 0. The objective here is right here to knock them out just by not allowing them to score a run here. Bowser's the most threatening person by far on this team, and so is the stage, I guess. That's cool. Sometimes King Bob-omb can basically block anything that he wants. Generally, it's error items, but I haven't seen him block any other thing in a very long time, so that's interesting to see. Haha! Get that second out right here. As long as Bowser doesn't score, the Mercy is still intact. And with that out right there, that ends the run at 18 minutes and 47 seconds. I'd be setting the estimate for this game at around 22 minutes, just because the world record for this game is under 16 minutes, but with all the hiccups that can occur with Bowser Jr. RNG and this Bowser Mercy thing that I have going on right here, if the strat ends up not working out first inning, I can go for it the second inning and get it done in a reasonable amount of time, as you saw right there, as opposed to just going through it the boring way and trying to get it done relatively fast. So overall, the Mercy strat that I just did does save time over not scoring any of those 10 runs at all and just going for one and doing the boring strat that I was doing for Bowser Jr. And that's why I put the estimate at a little bit higher, because even if I were to have the most horrendous Bowser of all time and get Mercy, I would still have to do 3 minutes worse than getting 2 Inning Mercy, which is pretty much near impossible when you've played the game as much as I have. And that's my submission. This is probably a realistic run of what's going to happen. I can't promise that Bowser Mercy is going to happen because that's just in the nature of the game. It's random, it's zany, it's wacky, but it's a ton of fun to watch and to play, and I hope you guys will take this into consideration when picking your games list for AGDQ 2018. This has been SonicBoomSensei. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope to see you guys soon, or I just hope you guys have a great rest of your day.